gave his daughter to the cheese dragon after this 10-year-old made a deal with an Eldritch whore for unlimited cheese. And because half dragons are hunted for their components, he was too worried to find love, so he married a succubus. He literally sold his soul to a devil so she would be his wife and love him in return for his soul and help him toward his objectives. And his objective was he wanted a family and to start an orphanage. And when one of the forest elf teenagers was a little bit too much, he told his wife to deal with her. And because devils deal with things in the most efficient way possible in accordance to what they're told to do, we got to see her use her compulsion ability and deal with that daughter. That was session 1 of a Diamond subscriber's original character, which is where people can get their original characters inserted into the lore of my manga, or just impact the world where all these stories take place. So let's jump into his latest session. Because if you thought session 1 was bad, session 2 doesn't get any better. Because now, after the other kids found out that one of their siblings was taken by a cheese dragon, they were like, we're going to go rescue her, and Cairo kind of had to go along or give away the rest of the family. Oh, the family's on the road, and they make it to their first stop, which is a tavern. As he's going to rent a room, he ends up coming back to find that some orc is hitting on his wife. And so he comes up and puts his arm around the wife. It's like, hey, babe, how's it going? And him and the orc start to go back and forth with some passive-aggressive threats. And it turns out that this orc is a guard, and he notices all these different kids of all different races. And he's like, do you have papers for these kids? And Cairo begrudgingly gives him the papers. And the guy, because Cairo thinks he's just trying to get a rise out of him, the guy actually goes and looks at the adoption papers, matches the pictures with the kids, and then hands it back to him. Lets him know that there's some weird things going on, so he just has to be sure. But at that point, one of the younger kids is like, I want to go outside and play. So he's like, okay, Jamie, you go watch the kids. Keep in mind, she's got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old that she's taking care of. She's like, why don't you go do it? I've got babies right here. So he, along with the oldest forest elf, is like, come on, we're going to go watch the kids as they play. In the short time that the kids have actually been outside, because there's like 12 of them, Cairo notices one of the young orc girls standing underneath a tree with 2 full-grown orc men. One of the orc men picks her up and throws her to his friend, and they start throwing her back and forth, and she's having a great time. So Cairo's like, oh my God, why? Goes up and he's like, hey guys, what are you doing with my daughter? And the orc guys are like, what? And he's like, yeah, do you want to see the papers? And the orc's like, no, she's obviously calling you dad, so why are we wanting to see her papers? But then they start inquiring, like, why do you have an orc child? And he's like, I run an orphanage. And the orcs are like, full stop, what do you mean you have an orc child in an orphanage? Because the thing you need to know about